Part 6, aka the final part.
But not the mammals that live today, but their ancestors that were the size of a car. The remains were...
I should have seen it coming. The Doedicurus, the Glyptodon, the Panoxos, whatever.
Discovered in Argentina in 2020. They were completely covered with a shell, and the total weight exceeded the usual one dozens of times.
That's definitely a Doedicurus.
The average length of those individuals, judging by the remains found, was 10 feet. They were protected by a thick shell consisting of numerous bony plates joined together. The head also had a small shield.
Thinking, if it's even a Doedicurus, it's probably not even a Doedicurus.
Made of the same plates. The tail
Might be Doedicurus.
had a similar defense mixed with spikes to attack. While modern armadillos, in case of danger, curl up into a ball and hide in the bushes, their distant ancestors could fight back, waving their tail like a spiked baton.
That's not the case for Glyptodon. Because Glyptodon doesn't have that spiky tail on its back.
And now let's talk about the creatures that scientists have recently discovered under the ice of Antarctica. Creatures unknown to science. In February 2021, a research group made a very...
This video is titled 100 Less Known Photos of Animals That Went Extinct. Now, let's recap here. There are not 100 photos. There's definitely fewer than 100 photos. Also, a lot of these animals aren't even extinct. Or have been extinct long before photos were a thing.
Very interesting discovery that attracted not only the scientific community. After all, 260 kilometers from the open ocean at a depth of 900 meters under the ice and at a temperature of negative 2.2 degrees Celsius, in complete darkness, you can rarely find signs of anything alive. But scientists from the British Antarctic Survey were able to find unknown creatures in Antarctica's glaciers.
What is it?
Researchers were working on the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf, located in West Antarctica.
Okay.
To learn its history, they needed bottom sediments. The head of the geological team, geologist James Smith, ordered to drill a deep tunnel from where these samples could be taken. So the researchers heated almost a kilometer-long well with...
Tomo News. I remember watching these guys. I remember watching Tomo News and just thinking they're credible and all. I guess they are. Sort of.
hot water, where they lowered a sampling tool along with an action camera to record what was happening. But they were unable to get material from the seabed. The tool kept bumping into a huge boulder. This surprised the researchers,
Using a meme.
especially when they found a variety of fauna underneath it. It looked like sponges. The scientists had more questions than they could answer. For example, what do they eat under the thickness of lifeless ice? How long such an ecosystem was hidden from human eyes? And if such boulders are covered with organisms anywhere else? One of the group's scientists, Hugh Griffiths, called the discovery a happy accident.
There are no accidents.
That could influence the future direction of research and show that Antarctic marine life, which is characterized by such extreme conditions, is even more striking than we thought. This is the first colony of sea creatures known to science found under an ice shelf. The find is at odds with traditional notions of what might inhabit these places. To answer all these questions, scientists need to take a closer look
Sorry about the cutoff.
of
I had
what
to
might inhabit
eat
these
lunch.
places. To answer all these questions, scientists need to take a closer look at the organisms. And to do this, they need to bring them to the surface without damaging them. That's quite a challenge since it requires special tools or more innovative ways to examine them. In 2019, the New Zealand research vessel RV Tangaroa embarked on a 50-day voyage across the Antarctic Ocean and to the shores of Antarctica.
I'm not sure what this video
During this
is
time,
meant
they
to be
managed to
anymore.
lift something unusual from the Antarctic depths. According to one of the research team members, they lowered the equipment to a depth of 3,500 meters. The camera showed an almost lifeless bottom surface, somewhat reminiscent of the Martian surface. But upon
Martian surface. How do you even compare that? I mean, Mars has water, but It's all in the polls now.
Closer inspection, the researchers spotted living creatures that had not previously been recorded off the coast of Antarctica. In addition, 12 buckets of mud were lifted from the bottom to the surface. Only one living creature was found in this dirt. The researchers confessed they couldn't say exactly what species this transparent and slimy alien belongs to. It's
alien. Basically, every animal over here. We still haven't discovered a lot yet. Obviously, excluding Megalodon, because the Megalodon went extinct. However, we still haven't discovered much of the ocean yet. So it's cool to see some of the more weird-looking animals that are able to adapt to their own environments.
unclear how many more such aliens could be there. Hoff crab. American researchers from the University of Southampton have discovered an amazing creature in Antarctica, a crab. But what's so unusual about it? This Hoff crab is the third species of Yeti crab known to mankind. Its relatives were discovered in 2005 and 2006. The Hoff crab happens to be representative of a new third species of Yeti crab. They were spotted as early as 20. Its relatives were discovered in 2005 and 2006. The Hoff crab happens to be representative of a new third species of Yeti crab. They were spotted as early.
Right?
This what's so in Antarctica, a crab, have discovered an amazing creature. At least the Hoff crab happens to be representative of a new third species of Yeti crab. They were spotted as early as 2010 near hydrothermal vents in Antarctica in the area of the east ridge of Scosh. They closely settled around each hot spring, and their density could be as high as 700 individuals per square meter. Only now, however, have scientists confirmed by genetic analysis that these plush toy-like representatives of crustaceans do indeed belong to an entirely new and interesting species.
These guys, they are not extinct as of now. So why put them in a video which supposedly states that these creatures are extinct?
The name Hoff was disseminated by the media. It was given in honor of the actor David Hasselhoff, known for the TV series Baywatch. The fact that this crab, unlike its specific relatives, has the thickest hair on the underside of the body. The author of the study, Nikolai Roderman, compared it to the actor's hairy chest. According to him, it was the first name that came to mind, and it just fit right. The correct name of the crab is Kiwi tyleri. By the way, the Hoff crab doesn't look so hairy because it actually has its own fur.
It's called Kiwi tyleri.
It's these special dense bristles with which it scrapes off its main food, namely the microbial mats around the springs. These bristles also allow it to grow bacteria on itself, which it periodically scrapes off itself and eats. Eulogisca gigantea. Antarctica's waters are also home to such a creepy creature. It's a 20-centimeter long scale worm that has an oval body with golden, shiny bristles.
Again, this is not an extinct creature.
A sharp tooth protrudes from the mouth of this miniature monster. Let's begin with the
Miniature monster. Every time I see someone calling animals monsters, I just jump in fear.
bristles. According to experts, it has many uses. It performs the function of fins, small feet for moving on the bottom, and even the function of armor. Do you agree that this is quite original and convenient? What may be mistaken for a head is actually a folding throat, which is so thoughtfully hidden under the bristles. Perhaps the worst thing about this worm is that it's poorly studied. Its diet is not exactly known. Scientists don't yet know if it's a predator or not. Most marine biologists are of the opinion that the worm is a scavenger. No wonder the decomposition of organic matter is difficult in cold waters due to low temperatures. Therefore, the worm can be considered an important link in the ecology. White-blooded fish.
Is it really a decomposer when it does it convert other organic materials besides itself? Does it convert them into inorganic materials?
The white-blooded fish is a truly unique phenomenon in the world fauna. Such unearthly creatures, which are up to 60 to 70 centimeters long,
It's called a crocodile ice fish. It can also be called a white-blooded fish, though.
puzzle people. The fact that they're not called white-blooded for nothing. Unlike all vertebrates, their blood is not red but colorless. This is because it almost completely absent red blood cells and hemoglobin. Blood of this fish without hemoglobin can carry only 10% of the oxygen that's usually transported by red blood cells of their closest relatives. To compensate for this, they've developed a large heart, an enhanced vascular system, and the ability to produce antifreeze proteins that allow them to swim in cold Antarctic waters without freezing. These fish have
This just so happens to be evolution. Evolution just goes in.
to pump huge volumes of blood to deliver enough oxygen to all tissues and organs. Scotoplanes. Scotoplanes is the one case when the creature looks as if it came to Earth from some other planet. They are found at great depths, usually more than a kilometer or more. Since their life takes place in complete darkness, they have a colorless and
Sea
sometimes
cucumber.
completely transparent body. It has outgrowths, which are generally in large tubes protruding from the body. A large number of tentacles are located around the mouth of scotoplanes. Thanks to them, there's a constant scanning at the bottom and further eating of the found. In addition to these organisms, they don't mind to eat carrion. They have a fairly good sense of smell, which allows them to detect the decomposing carcass in complete darkness. Scotoplanes play quite an important role in the life of their ecosystem.
Alright.
By the way, these sea creatures prefer to live in groups.
Oh, come on. And,
Sea lilies.
And just like the last two, it isn't extinct. Neither are the sea lilies.
Sea lilies. Sea lilies, or crinoids, have also been found in the Antarctic waters. They belong to the echinoderm phylum. Sea lilies have a small body with rays called arms radiating from it. Antarctic sea lilies differ from most of their congeners in that they're much denser and, one might say, more ornate than others. Antarctic sea lilies can have up to 20 rays, not 5 as is often the case with others. Sea lilies are quite motile creatures that mainly feed on phytoplankton. Organism 46b. Organism 46b is the name of a giant killer octopus that was recently discovered by Russian scientists in the subglacial Lake Vostok in Antarctica.
This is just big.
Organism 46b is a rather large squid-like creature, which is about 10 meters long. Moreover, this creature with a dozen tentacles is very aggressive.
This video, as I can tell, does not have a clear identity on what it wants to be. Like, does it want to be a clickbait video, or does it want to be a legitimate video? I just wasted 1 hour more than 1 hour because I had to give some comments about it.
It can paralyze the victim from a distance of 45 meters by releasing powerful venom into the water. Research Station Vostok was founded in 1957 to observe and study the ecosystem of Antarctica. Years later, polar researchers discovered a lake near the station under the multi-kilometer thickness of the ice. The surface of the lake was not reached until February 2012. Drilling was completed at a depth of 3,767 meters. The encounter with the creature
768?
called Organism 4
I'm kind of being a nitpicky here, but like 3,768, the text says that. You said 3,767.
46b occurred sometime between 2012 and 2016, with no more exact dates. It attacked the team during a dive. The creature even took the form of a human being. The divers were certain that one of their colleagues was swimming towards them. Once the creature had assumed its true form, and it was clear that it was a very new organism, 46b, before them, one of the team managed to cut off one of the beast's tentacles. Nevertheless, it cost him his life. After a desperate struggle with the creepy creature,
This is definitely not Organism 46B.
the team finally managed to capture the giant octopus and imprison it in a special tank. Organism 46b killed at least 2 members of the expedition. The surviving team members raised the tank with the creature to the surface, but the authorities deprived the scientists of the great discovery, took the monster to their place, and lucidly explained to the scientists that no one should know anything. That's all, guys.
Soviet Union was... Because the Soviet Union was authoritarian and kleptocratic and all of that, the Soviet Union is just... And there's all those corruption cases. There's all those stuff that happened in the Soviet Union. It just wasn't great at all.
Which Antarctic creature surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you later.
Okay.
Live.
1 hour long. It gave us the illusion that it's going to be stupidly, it's going to actually be legitimate 100 photos, but it's just clickbait. I speculate there was only like 30 or something, and that's pretty much it. Glad that's over. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time.